Hello, fellow Sudokans, and welcome yet again to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. Today is Saturday, the 17th of July, 2021. The weekend is here. Our Guardian expert level puzzle is here. We'll get onto that in a moment. But I would still like to continue to promote jazz, my number one obsession, much more than Sudoku, actually. And today I'd like to mention Czech saxophonist Karel Ruzika. I hope I've pronounced that reasonably well. It's probably a dreadful pronunciation. I apologize. I can't speak Czech. I can only speak Thai as well as English. And what a great saxophonist he is. He's played session music as a session musician with so many great players. People like Mike Stern, George Benson, Miroslav Vitus, just lots and lots of people he's played with. But he managed to get a big break by playing with Roy Hargrove's quintet, and that's a phenomenal honor and should give you some idea of his talent. Please check him out. Check out the links below, Spotify, website, go and see. And it's enormously intelligent playing and yet emotional. It's just great, phenomenal player. So I hope you'll check out his music. Thank you. Right. And let's see what's going on with today's puzzle. I shall quickly explain the rules because for the Guardian Sudoku, I usually explain the rules. You will see that we have numbers in a row here. And if you count up these numbers, you'll find there are 9. And there are numbers in a column. Look, here we have a lot of them. And if you count up the squares I should have said squares, not numbers, squares in the column and squares in the row, you'll find there are 9. And you'll see these blocks which are outlined, actually in this case, kind of background light blue, white, light blue, etc., etc. We call them blocks, or sometimes I'll call them other things like segments or sectors or boxes or whatever. But anyway, whatever they're called, they also need numbers 1 to 9 in them. And since there are 9 squares, of course, it means each number can fit only once. And so this idea of fitting only once is something useful to us. So we see that this 6, for example, if we consider along this row, cannot reappear in this row. Okay, and this 6 cannot reappear in this row. So if we think about this block here, we will see that this and this and this can't be 6 because of these two 6s that go along these rows. Now down here we can see a 6 which blocks all the way up this column, so that can't be 6. So you can see, I think, if these can't be 6 and these can't be 6 and this can't be 6, there's only one square left, right? So what do? We place a 6 there because that is definitely where it goes. There's no need to consider other ideas, other squares, other numbers or other options at that point. Now, excuse me, in this row we do not yet have a 1, but we have a 1 here blocking this square and this square. Why? Because a 1 cannot reappear in its block, so 1 has to go here like this. The missing numbers, shall we see what they are in case we've got any intersecting, but we've got 1, 2, 3, 4. We don't have a 5 and we don't have a 7, so we know that 5 and 7 have to appear in these two squares here. So we'll bear that in mind when we're thinking about what other numbers we can fit into this block. Okay. And that's probably all we can do for this row at the moment, so we should look elsewhere. Now, since I noticed that there are a lot of numbers down here, normally the next thing I would do would be to check and see what numbers are missing from this column. Now, we have a 1. We don't yet have a 2. So 2 is one of our missing numbers. We have 3, 4, 5, 6. We don't have a 7. And immediately I see a 2 and a 7 in this block here, which means that this square can't be 2 and can't be 7. Now, I haven't even worked out what the other number is yet, but whatever the other number is, I know that it's going to be the other number because it can't be 2 and it can't be 7, and we only have 3 empty squares in this column. In fact, the missing number is 9, so we'll place that now. This 1 blocks along here like this 1 blocks along here like this, and that will give us a 1 in that square there. This 1 blocks up here, and this 1 blocks up here, and this 1 blocks this square here, So in the top block here, like this, 1 has to appear. So this 1 blocks down here like this. No, actually, we're limiting to 2 squares. Sorry, I thought we were going to be able to place a 1, but no, in fact, not quite. Just can limit it to a couple of squares. But anyway, let's get back up here. There's 5 I see blocks along this row, so no 5 is allowed in either of these 2 squares because of this 5. This 5 blocks this square here, and so 5 clearly goes there. We know that the missing number here and here have to be 2 and 7 because we found that out before when we were counting through, right? I said 2 and 7 were here. Okay, so we know 2 and 7 are either end, but we can't place which one is 2 and which one is 7 just yet, so we have to hold off on that and look for something else. The point about Sudoku is often to give up. No, don't be careful. I haven't finished speaking. And when I say give up, I'm just about to say give up the thing that you are holding, desperately trying to find, and look somewhere else, because quite often when you look somewhere else, you'll find something just as useful, but different from what you were expecting. Right, so I am trying to look elsewhere now. I have no idea if today's puzzle is going to be really tricky or not, because I don't play these games at all before beginning, and so for that reason they often look unrehearsed. I'm sorry, I was going to say they often look unpolished. They are definitely unrehearsed for sure. All right, okay, so now I remember 2 and 7 are missing from here, but actually 2 and 7 are both in this row. And so 2 and 7 have to be 2 of the 3 numbers missing in this block, don't they? So clearly this is not 2 or 7, so it has to be whatever number is missing from this block. So let's count through. We have 1, 2 or 7 is going to be here or here, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 is going to be here. The other number is 8. We can actually place an 8 there now. And we know 2 and 7 are limited to these 2 squares here. I should probably check this column here. 1, 2, 3 we don't have, so 3 is limited to these 2 squares because there's a 3 here blocking this square. Or you can see 3 blocking down, 3 blocking down, whichever way you want to look at it. 4, we can't tell anything. 4 could come in any of these 3 squares. 5, we have the other missing number is a 6. 6 is blocked in this square here, but that's all we can say. The 6 will appear either here or here, and also in this block it will be either here or here, but again that's not enough to tell us any definite anything definite. Right, so I shall continue to look for a bit longer to see if I can find any other easy or insightful ideas, and if I can, then we'll just go on with like that, but if not, then we'll begin to put in some pencil marks, because it is supposed to be expert level day, and therefore pencil marks are to be expected, I think. I should check this column here, right? 1, 2 we don't have. 2 is blocked from here, and that's it. So 2 is in these 3 squares here. 3 we have. 4 is blocking here only. The other number 8 and 9, no, 9 is blocking here, but and here. So 9 will appear at the ends here. But again, that's not enough to give us anything concrete. So at this stage, I think it's a good time to start filling in some candidates. Those of you who detest or abhor candidates, good luck to you. Best of luck with your journey from this point on. And I'm sure you can do it. I know so many people are very good at playing Sudoku without candidates and have their own systems. I'm not that good, so I shall use pencil marks to help me find patterns. Right now 2, 7, 2, 7 are the two missing numbers in this block, so they go in these two squares here. Down here, 6 blocking across here like this, and this 6 blocks down the middle, so 6 has to appear in one of these two squares, which will block along this row, and 6 will appear here and here like this. This 9 blocks along this row here, giving us a 9 in these two squares, and that will block down here. We have a 9 blocking across, 9 blocking across, so 9 will appear like this. Okay. Let's put in these two missing numbers here now. What are they? 5 and 7 are they, I think? Okay, and maybe we can look at this block, see if there's anything useful. 9s, 4s. Not really. Not really finding anything great there, so we'll just hold off on that. Let's see, this 1 blocking down here, 1 blocking down here, and 1 blocking across here allows us to place candidate 1s here. 1 blocking down here and across the middle again, so 1s can appear in these two squares. This 8 blocks this square, so 8 will appear as candidates here and here. That's not doing a lot though. Clearly I'm looking for pairs at this stage in the game. Best to do as many pairs as we can find, because they are the most useful in spotting things. 7 blocking across here, 7 blocking across here gives us 7 in these two squares. That also gives us 7 here and here, because 7 blocking here, so we know 7 in either of these two squares, but just yet that's, I think, not enough. Let's have another look though. What else are we missing here? So 7s we're missing in this column, 2s, but no, 2s could appear there, 2s and 3. I found something. Okay, 7 and 3 are in this row, 7 and 3 are in this row. So that means that 7 and 3 have to appear in these two squares here. Now I'm putting them in as candidates. Oh, can't be, can it? I've found something. Great. Hold on. Let me elaborate. What am I doing here? 7 and 3 are banned. Okay, from this square and this square. Sorry, 7 is banned from this square and this square. Okay, and if that is the case, we don't have a 7 in this column, but clearly 7 can't go here because we have 7 already limited to these two squares, right? So 7 must appear in this square here. I'm not sure what happened there. I accidentally clicked on something. Never mind. 7 goes there, has to go there like that. And this has to be 3 because we see 3 blocking here. All right, this square is blocked by this 3. 3 blocks this square. So 3 has to go there like that. Okay. Now this 3 blocks along here, 3 blocking up, 3 blocking up, 3 goes in there. And 3 will also be limited to these two squares, right? So 3 blocking along here, which will give us what some Sudoku people call a naked pair, which means 2 numbers in 2 squares, and that's always a nice thing to find, because it means that this is definitely a 7 or a 3, cannot be anything else. And so when we're looking for other numbers, we can just ignore this for now. So for example, if we're looking for a 5 and we consider this 5 blocking across here and this 5 blocking up here, battling against the local vendors, excuse me, we know that 5 has to appear in these two squares. We can ignore these two. 5 blocks across here, 5 blocks this square, so 5 has to come here. And now we know that 5 blocks across here and down here, so we can place candidate 5 in those two squares there. Also down here we see 5 blocking across, 5 blocking across. So 5 will appear here like this. I'll put them in for now. Let's see if there's anything else that we can do around this. So, okay, so we know what the missing numbers here are, right? So they are 2 and what? 2 and 9? 2 and 9 for this column, right? Let's just check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, okay. So 2 and 9 go in there like that. That's okay. But look, here's an intersecting 2. So if I'd been sharper, I would have seen that. I didn't need to do that because the 2's got to go there and the 9's got to go there. This is what I like to do, candidates. I don't have to be quite so sharp. I can just see things with the candidates. It's much easier. 9 is clearly there now. Okay, now we have 2 numbers missing here, so we can find out what they are, and that will also mean we can find out whatever numbers are missing here. We may indeed have enough to finish the puzzle now, I'm not sure, but anyway. So numbers missing here are what? 4 and 8, I think. So let's fill in candidates 4 and 8 here. And so the missing number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This has to be a 6 now. So we can fill in candidate 6. And let's see, so 6 blocks across here. So 6 will be in these 2 squares. Okay. Thank you, local sellers. Fruit sellers, it sounds like. Fruit sellers in a truck. Have you ever seen fruit sellers in a truck that come around the streets selling fruit? We have them here in Bangkok. But they're quite noisy, as you can hear. Oh, actually, I tell a lie. It was not a fruit seller. It was a gardener, local gardeners offering gardening services. I take that back. Okay, I've just noticed something. Since we have 5 and 6 here now, this number and this have to be the same. This is an 8. The other missing number in this block is a 4. I'll put in pencil mark 4. So we don't know where it goes, but we certainly know that this has got to be a 4 or an 8 as well. But unfortunately, we can't limit it anywhere else. What's the other missing number? 2. So 2 is limited to these 2 squares, but the 4 and so 2, 5, 4, 8. So 4, 8 can go anywhere along here. I'll put it in. Let's just finish off this block and see if we can see any patterns or anything emerging. 4, 8, 4, 6, 8. No. Okay, but all looking ship shape so far, I'd say. Right then, so where to look next? Well, maybe this block here has quite a lot of numbers. We know this is going to be a 2 or a 7, but we can't tell what it is just yet. So anyway, let's fill in candidate 2, which can go here, here, or here. 3 is blocked down here and blocked down here, so 3 could either be here or here. 4's blocked down this square here, and that's about it. Nothing else giving us any help, so 4's are like this. 5 we have, 6 we have, 8, 9 we have, 7 is our last number to get. 7 blocks across here like this, and down here like this. Aha. So 7 blocking across here, so 7, and down here, so 7 is actually a pair now in these 2 squares, and that will allow us to place 7 here. If you look, can I highlight it? Yeah, okay. So look, 7 blocking across here like this, 7 blocking across here, and 7 blocking down. So we can place a 7 in that square there. We can also place candidate 7 in these 2 squares because blocking up here, right? Okay. Now, 4, 6, 4, 3, 4, 3, 6. That's okay. 2, 7, 2, 7. Yes. 2, 7, 4. 2, 7, 4, 6, 8. That's the right number. Okay. Yep. Error checking seems to check out. Good to do some error checking as we go along, especially in my case, where I'm prone to making mistakes. Now, I also can see this 9 blocking this square, this 9 blocking up here. So I'm going to place a pair of 9 candidates in these 2 squares, since I see them at the moment. If you see something, I think you should do it fairly immediately, otherwise you might forget. And when I say you, of course I mean me. Right, down here now, back down here. Should I? Yeah, let's look down here, I guess. So ones we have already. Twos can go anywhere. Oh, hold on, let's see what's missing here. 1, 2 we don't have. 6 clearly we don't have. The other missing number is what? 8. Any information on 8? No, nothing. No. Alright, okay, so let's fill in some candidates then. So 2s are along here like this. 3s block along this central row here and can come in other places. 4, 5, 6, 7. The last number to get is 8. 8 blocks across here like this, but can come anywhere else. Okay, let's finish this shoot across here. 1, we have 2 blocks, this square and this square, because it's up here, and that's about it. So 2s like this. 3, we have 4 blocks this square here, because it's along here, right, like this. Just trying to see if it could be anywhere else. No, I don't believe so. Okay, so 4s. 5, we have 6, we have 7, we have 9. The last number we're looking for is 8. Do we have any intersecting 8s that can save our life? No. Yes, we have 1 blocking across the top here, so 8 is like so. Right. Has that given us anything? I don't see anything that it's given us, if it has. Okay, I don't see if it has given us anything. It may have. I don't spot it just yet. So I'm going to need to go ahead and fill in the rest of the candidates right up here now. So 1, 2, 3 we've got already. 4 can go anywhere. So let's fill in candidate 4 like this. 5 we've got. 6, 7 we've got. Last numbers are 8 and 9 to get. 8 can go anywhere. 9 can just be blocked here. Oh, sorry, 8 blocks across here, so I tell a lie. 8 is in these 2 squares here, and 9, this 9 blocks this square, so 9, 9, and 9. Have we found ourselves a single 4? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. We have. And this is why candidates are very useful. When you fill them in and you only have 1, then you know that's our number. So now we can remove candidate 4 in this block and in this column, and that's going to give us yet another number, because now we are left with just an 8 here. So we can fill in the 8, and now we must do the same thing and go ahead and remove candidate 8 in this block. And if there are any others in this column, and yes there are, we can remove it there. But also this time in this row we can remove the 8 here, and guess what? That's going to give us yet another number. So now we can fill in the 4, and now we remove candidate 4 here, and guess what? We've got yet another number. So this is now a 6, and clearly since we've got the 6, that is an 8 there. This 4 that we have now means that this will have to be a 2, right? And this 2 now means that this will have to be a 7. This 7 means that's a 2. Down here now we've got the 2 at the top, so that's a 7. There's one number missing in this column, and if we count through we'll find it's a 6. So let's remove candidate 6 here. You see, I sometimes don't bother to remove the candidates when I'm on a roll like this, because if you just have a choice of A or B, you may as well just put the number in and then remove the candidates later. Now, my problem is that I sometimes forget to remove all of the candidates. I sometimes remove some but forget some, and that's where my mistakes often lie. So it depends on how you like to play the game, but I like to click, click, click while I'm doing it, and come back and try to sort out candidates later quite often, but that can lead to mistakes. Certainly in my case, it leads to mistakes. So let's do some error checking and see what I've got. Okay, so this 2 now means I have to get rid of this 2 here, means I have to get rid of this 2 here and this 2 here. Okay. What else? 5, 4, 3, 4. Okay, so we've got 4, 5 here and 4 and 5 here. So we've got 2 numbers in 2 squares. That means that the 4 and the 5 cannot again appear in this column. So I can remove that 4 there. And now that I've removed that 4 there, you'll see, look along the bottom row here, and this is the only square in the bottom row that has a candidate 4. There's no 4 in any other square, so this is how we know it's a 4. So this is how the candidates pencil marks can really help you. Okay, 3 blocking here, so this is a 1. 1 blocking here, so this is a 5. 5 means that's a 2. This has to be a 1, of course. Right. Now, okay, so here we have a 2 and a 2, and in this block here, 2's are limited now to these 2 squares, so that 2 becomes a pointing candidate. So if we consider up now, it means that we can remove candidate 2 here. In fact, I could have just removed it because I've already got 2 here. Actually, I didn't need to find a pointing candidate, but anyway, I did. And so now that's a 4 and that's a 5, so this is going to be a 4 down here, right? What have we got left to do? Stuff up here. Okay, this 7 now means that this is going to have to be a 9. Okay, and now only one 7 left in this block, so the 7 goes here, and this 9 means that down here this is now an 8. 8 or 2, clearly that's a 2. 2 and 8 we have now, so that's got to be a 9 there. 9 here gives us an 8 up here. This 9 here means this can't be a 9. 9 has to be placed there because it was part of a pair. Now there's only one number missing here. It's a 2. We don't yet have a 2, so we put the 2 in. Okay, now let's remember to remove candidate 2 down here, so make things a bit clearer down here. Okay, like that. I should only have 2 missing numbers in this row, and I can see 2, 3, 8 and 1, so far too many. So let's see what we should get rid of. 1 can be removed because we've got a 1 here, right? So let's get rid of candidate 1 there. 2, no, we don't yet have a candidate 2 in this row. Sorry, a digit 2, placed digit 2 in this row. But look, we only have one candidate where a 2 can go, so we know immediately that we can place it. Okay, now here we have an 8 already, so that's got to be a 3. Okay, let's get rid of this candidate 2 here, leaving us with a 6 and an 8 here, and that seems to check out when looking at the other numbers. Right, so just a tiny little bit more to do. It's almost finished. There's one number missing at the top here. 1, 2, 3. This has to be a 4 now. You'll see, by the way, we can finish quite easily now. 4 blocking down here. So this 4 or 8 must be an 8. And this is going to be a 4. This 8 now means this could be it's got to be a 6. This has got to be an 8. This 6. You see how it goes up and down with the pairs? You know, if you're just limiting yourself to 2 candidates in a cell, it's so easy. This has got to be a 5, and this is a 6. Okay, our 5 now back up here means that's a 7, and that's a 5. Our 7 down here now means a 3, and the last number to go in will be a 7. I'll put it in as a candidate. Oops, sorry. I'll put it as a candidate like that, because as soon as I click on the screen will disappear. I still can't be printing the Guardian out yet because The laser toner that arrived was the wrong color, and I've had to return it, but the return process is quite tricky, and so I might be another couple of days of using the online version. I hope it's okay for you. Please subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed it, and click like if you want to, and hopefully come back again another time. Anytime you feel like it. I'm going to place the 7 and say goodbye now. Bye bye.